Something Ecology has long lent on is buildings of traditional construction, historic buildings, some of them less conventional buildings that have been abandoned or are no longer in use and converted to making them livable again. So for us, in terms of EPC reform, it's critical that we're not just looking at energy efficiency, because the fabric of some of these buildings will mean they're never going to make an A rating. And we need to build systems in which we are supporting those buildings to decarbonise, measuring that success, and acknowledging that that's still the outcome we want to see in society. We want to get to a point where we are a zero carbon economy, not a point where we're ripping down some of our older or more traditional buildings because they don't meet a defined standard of energy efficiency. We're not here to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So through the government's recent consultation on EPC reform, we've been calling for that dual recognition of carbon and energy efficiency side by side, and consideration, for example, on the land surrounding a building or community energy networks, so we can look not only at the energy efficiency of the building, its potential to become zero carbon, but also, how might that building be sourcing locally generated energy to help balance some of those higher energy needs from perhaps an older and less efficient construction. So Ecology's mortgages are set up around our award-winning sea change discount. So we reward our customers for higher energy efficiency outcomes. So if you're planning a self-build or planning a renovation or a conversion to a building, we ask you upfront what your plans are to achieve a high energy efficiency outcome. We want to see what you're intending to put in, that you've mapped that out. So you've got your indicative SAP score, for example, or your target EPC score from your initial score. We take all of that information up front before we will agree to giving you the lending, and that's built into our lending policy. And then on the end of your project, when you can demonstrate the energy efficiency improvements that you've made, that is when you become eligible to receive our sea change discount on your mortgage according to the impact that you've managed to achieve. So the more energy efficient you've made your property, or the bigger a jump in energy efficiency you've achieved, the higher that discount you can claim on your mortgage with Ecology. So one of the things we found, and our members tell us again and again, is that the current EPC really doesn't cope well with non-conventional building techniques, things like earth shelter houses, highly energy efficient homes, where, for example, an assessor is saying there's just nothing within my model for the way that your joints are working, for example. We know as well that the energy performance that our borrowers are often achieving is not reflected in their EPCs, and we know that those pioneers who are really going as far as they possibly can, ensuring their homes are fully zero carbon, are being penalised for having heat pumps over gas heating systems. I've also already touched on the fact that where we have older properties with limits to the energy efficiency they can achieve, we're not recognising decarbonisation, where people are building that into their renovations. So we really need EPCs that better reflect the energy performance of the buildings, the place we're trying to get to as a society, and that give recipients clear, actionable, trustworthy information that they feel they can go and do something about. We want to be driving and incentivizing this change, and as lenders we can't give people money to do things they don't want to do. No one's going to come to us and ask for that. So EPCs need to be an enabler, they need to be trusted, they need to help people understand what it's going to take to get to zero carbon, and they need to be able to be clear about the benefits and the achievements that people have got to, so that finance can better reward those changes. They can better reward truly low carbon homes, they can better reward or consider reduced cost of bills in those very energy efficient homes, and innovate around the products we can offer. So Ecology Building Society is a people-powered organisation based in West Yorkshire. When you phone Ecology, you speak to a member of our team on the phone. We know when it comes to funding big renovation projects, big conversion projects and self-builds, that these are about people's dreams and their dream homes. We also fund lots of community housing projects and community land trusts, etc., as well as community organisations and small businesses who have strong environmental or social outcomes in mind. So Ecology exists to support sustainable communities and ecological buildings, and we'll continue doing that well into the future.